Recording. Okay. Okay. And welcome, everyone. This is our second day, and we are working on the Stanzas of Dzyan, some of the most challenging, difficult work that DK presented us with. And in our meditative work, we are also meditating on these stanzas as there's a difference in approach between cognitively thinking about the meaning and being open to impression for 40 or 45 minutes. So that will kind of help us as we get into the later explanatory work. Yesterday we worked with stanzas 5 and 6. Stanza 5 dealt with the mobilization of the solar angels under planetary injunction, the coming of the solar angels and their linking of the two triads. And stanza 6 was interesting because it dealt with the struggles of the personality as it is trapped in the dark cave of its own limited consciousness. Today I think we'll deal particularly with stanzas 8 and maybe stanza 9. We'll perhaps deal with some of the shorter ones. There are 13 stanzas. I'm not sure that we can cover all of these. And anyway, all that we do is simply a beginning. But perhaps in the group we can do better than we would otherwise when the soul-infused group mind gets sufficiently targeted and active. So now our meditation today will focus on stanza 7. And I think I'm not going to say too much about it because I want the imagery to suggest itself to you. So I don't want to give interpretations of this. This is another stanza which is not of supreme difficulty. There are some that really, if you don't know the secret doctrine very well and are not able to interleave what the stanzas in the secret doctrine say with what these stanzas say, well, you're left with some degree of confusion. But here I think it should be fairly clear. And it's a very important idea that we're discussing. So we will enter our meditation, and we will see whether we can be impressed by the factor of wisdom, if possible. Okay. So we just relax and yet remain alert. And recognize ourselves as a unit of consciousness, a sentient being, and in a way we are other than that which is perceived in the lower worlds. We are not what the senses reveal, not yet anyway. We are not our feeling and emotional and desire states. We are not the many thoughts which may be in our mind. Of course, essentially we are, but for practical purposes of abstraction, we are not. We are the observer, the sentient observer. We are the soul in incarnation. But as there is only one soul, we are all a part of each other. And we feel that to be the case. And so we come together in the sense of the one group. And we feel a growing degree of unity between us. And we reach out to include all who may be participating. Including in soul. And we reach out to include the members of the new group of world servers and the men and women of goodwill. Feeling our solidarity with them in soul. And we reach out to all human beings in the body, out of the body, in the state of soul. All human beings. None excluded. So that the sense of the one humanity is really with us. Of the one being working through the sensory apparatus of billions of human units, one being, however. There is no my soul or thy soul, we are taught. Extending this sense of brotherhood to all the lives, the sentient lives on our planet. And all lives are sentient. Soul pervades all. And any sense of barriers between this and that are overcome. As the subject and the object are united. And we work together to overcome the great heresy of separateness. And losing our sense of apparently separate individuality, although it does exist, we affirm the reality of the one being and the one consciousness. I am the one, I, God. I am the form in which all forms are merged. I am the soul in which all souls are fused. I am the life, and in that life all little lives remain. And in this state of fusion, we can imaginatively sense the presence of the great ones who live in this state of realized unity all the time, even with much greater intensity than we are capable of achieving. And in this state of unity, we can penetrate the worlds of wisdom, entering into the planetary mind, the planetary heart, the planetary will, as they express themselves in the impersonal worlds of the spiritual triad. And we try to gain this great impersonal perspective, forgetting our own biases and conditioning and personal limitations. We try to see, as the author or authors of these stanzas have seen, with clear, intuitive consciousness. So that we may become, in fact, a truly integrated units of consciousness within the consciousness of the greater being of our planet, and we may perceive with accuracy the processes and history of our planet in which we are participating, and be more useful, therefore, in manifesting the plan, that part of it which is due at this time. And understanding the purpose and in this state of consciousness we enter the consideration, pondering of stanza number 7, and see what impressions come to us. Riseth the cave of beauty rare, of color iridescent. Riseth the cave of beauty rare, of color iridescent. Shineth the walls with azure tint, bathed in the light of rose. shineth, the walls with azure tint, bathed in the light of rose. The blending shade of blue irradiates the whole, and all is merged in gleaming. The blending shade of blue irradiates the whole, and all is merged in gleaming. Within the cave of iridescent color, within its arching circle, standeth the fivefold One, demanding further light. Within the cave of iridescent color, within the arching circle, standeth the fivefold One, demanding further light. He struggleth for expansion. He wrestleth towards the day. He struggleth towards expansion, he wrestleth towards the day. The five demand the greater sixth and seventh. The five demand the greater sixth and seventh. The surrounding beauty meeteth not the need. The surrounding beauty meeteth not the need. The inner warmth sufficeth but to feed the urge for fire. The inner warmth sufficeth but to feed the urge for fire. The lords of the flame look on. They chant aloud. The time is come, that time for which we wait. Let the flame become the fire, and let the light shine forth. Let the flame become the fire, and let the light shine forth. The effort of the flame within the crystal cave becometh ever greater. The effort of the flame within the crystal cave becometh ever greater. The cry goes forth for other aid from other flaming souls. The response comes. The cry goes forth for other aid from other flaming souls. The response comes. The Lord of Flame, the Ancient One, the mighty Lord of Fire, the point of blue within the hidden diamond, the youth of timeless eons, assisteth in the work. The Lord of Flame, the Ancient One, the mighty Lord of fire. The point of blue within the hidden diamond, the youth of timeless eons, assisteth in the work. The inner burning light and the outer waiting fire, together with the rod, meet on the sphere of crystal, and lo, the work is done. The inner burning light and the outer waiting fire, together with the rod, meet on the sphere of crystal, and lo, the work is done. The crystal rends and quivers. Seven times the work proceeds. Seven times the work proceeds. Seven the efforts made. Seven the efforts made. Seven the applications of the rod, held by a Lord of flame. Seven the applications of the rod, held by a Lord of flame. These are three are the lesser touches. Three are the lesser touches. Four, the divine assistance. Three are the lesser touches. Four, the divine assistance. At the final fourth, the work is done, and the whole cave disrupts. at the final fourth, the work is done. And the whole cave disrupts. The lighted flame within spreads through the rending walls. The lighted flame within spreads through the rending walls. It mounteth to its source. It mounteth to its source. Another fire is merged. Another fire is merged. Another point of blue findeth its place within the diadem logoic. Another point of blue findeth its place within the diadem logoic. And so here is told the future of each and every one of us. In very powerful language. And we will find that this stanza number 7 blends very well with rule number 11. We will review that. We have considered the great planetary resources involved in individualization. We have considered the struggles of the encapsulated personality towards the light of day. Now we will consider this great theme of consummation and achievement, which is the destiny of all who struggle towards the spirit. These are solemn matters, serious matters. They cannot be fathomed by the strictly personal mind. The heart of wisdom has to be involved. A deep concentration. These are mysteries. And we are attempting, in our kind of work, to enter into the mysteries through outer replicas of the schools of the mysteries. It's an entirely different state of mind and consciousness than the light-mindedness which results when Maya, glamour, and illusion hold sway. So in the presence, in the unity, in the fusion, in the merging, staying in that relationship, we will together sound the great invocation. And look forward to penetrating some of the mysteries of this very potent stanza. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. I think we can see how really profound this stanza is, and one can feel the solemnity of it. And as I said, it's so related to Rule 11 in the Rules for Disciples and Initiates, a very important rule which some of you will remember, and we'll try to take a little look at some of the similarities there. And although we cannot individually and yet as a group achieve the implications of this stanza, we can prepare and understand, seek to understand. So are there any impressions you would like to share about this? Goes pretty deep, so maybe there are not so many words. The great solemnity of it. That's a word that Master Morya is always emphasizing as an antidote to the frivolous mind, the seriousness of it. We're really speaking about the consummation of the human experience. It's just one consummation along the way, but it's such an important one. Yes. Did you say the head of Christ? Just the head of Christ visible? With the halo around? Then the head became the cave. With crystals. Things lined up as colors. The colors from 1 and 2 were in the cave. 3 was like the door into the cave. And the other 5 colors lined up outside. They became souls. Each with their color lining up. And trying to get in. Behind the Christ were all the masters lining up. With each their crystals of different colors of light. It's very beautiful. You know, one is a little reminded of, can't think of the name of the Rorik painting, but it's as if you're looking into Shambhala, and there are these hierarchical figures there, and these huge crystals that are approaching this inner sanctum, which is glowing with sort of a golden light. It's always very, very powerful image. I wish I could think of the name of the painting, but it reminds me what you said. Any other impressions that you would like to share? Placed like a 7-pointed star. Crystals were placed that way? 7 caves, okay. Like a 7-pointed star. Related to each of the rays. Different energies in each. Got the sense of ashrams. Which were related to the rays. And were there. Working with specific themes. I came into the cave. It was like an opening it back so you could see out. A large landscape. As if you could see eternity, like a large landscape. Thank you. Well, I think it really does stimulate the imagination. You know, somehow these higher energies really give us certain very promising images of things to come. Any other impression you'd like to share? Let's see if there's, would anybody here that's in the group like to shortly share any impression? We have about 12 of us here. Anybody? Just raise your hand if you do. You know how to do that? Okay. Well, okay, we will get into it. We will try to find what is this symbolism we're dealing with. Behind the beauty lie the energies. What specific energies are we dealing with? And what is the process? Okay, very good, thank you. So what we will do now is we've come to that point where we have to take our break, which is about 45 minutes, probably re-beginning here no later than 9:30 Denmark time, 8:30 Greenwich Mean Time, about 45 minutes or so. So for those of you who have joined us, please keep your stay signed in if it's possible for you, so there's no glitches in the process. And I will keep the webinar running, and we will begin then with some of the more academic work in interpreting this stanza. So, okay, we'll see you all soon. And thank you, those of you who are here electronically, for joining us. I know in the United States it's rather inconvenient hour. Here in Europe it's okay, not too bad. And in Australia it's reasonable. So we'll see you soon. And I'm just going to kind of close things down here a little bit, go into a state of suspended animation, and we'll see you, talk to you soon. If you're free to come in and out as you wish and can, and we will proceed with our interpretive work in 45 minutes.